Good evening. Tonight we're live from East Greenwich, Rhode Island, celebrating the 25th anniversary of Regency Cigar Emporium. We're outside here out back. We've got some people that are going to come and join us, but they're all busy inside eating. We've got a great meal going on. We had a great champagne toast to start the evening. So I don't anticipate a lot of visitors since everybody's busy eating. But this is Gourmet Smoke Session number 10. It's hard to believe we're already 10 in. As I said, this is a very special one because this evening we're celebrating the 25th anniversary and kicking off the anniversary celebrations for Regency Cigar Emporium, our friends here in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. So if you're ever in the New England area or in the Rhode Island area, it's a must stop. We're going to take a quick look at the store here in just a few seconds. Let's pull it up. This will give you a view of what we've got going on here. This is Regency Cigar Emporium and the cigar bar. Beautiful cigar bar, great bartenders. Michael's up in the back here. He'll come in and say hi in a little bit. He's playing assistant today. We put together quite the spread inside. Inside today, we're doing prime filet mignon. We've got Argentinian red shrimp in a garlic sauce. And we also have the world famous Japanese barbecue chicken. We used chicken legs today. So that was excellent. So that's what they're all enjoying inside. We have a fromage station in there as well, where our guests are enjoying manchego cheese, which is a Spanish cheese. We also have an aged Gouda, and we also have a drunken Italian cheese, so 3 cheese lineup in there. We also have risottitos, which is the breadsticks, and we'll feature that here in just a little bit. They're a Spanish breadstick. We'll feature those because that's part of our package of what we'll be eating and enjoying tonight as we cook along. But here's the Regency Cigar Bar. Beautiful bar. Cigar Lounge on the left-hand side carries some of the top brands in the world. The Flor Dominicana, Padron, Davidoff, Fuente, huge purveyor of premium cigars, and one of the early supporters of our brand 25 years ago. We've been around for 27, but they jumped on 25 years, so it's fun to celebrate this occasion with them. But let's get right into it. Tonight, we're going to go about 30 minutes or so tonight. We're just doing some steaks, and we're going to be eating some jamon serrano. But our package that we have, you can always jump on meatandbone.com and grab this. Just type in the word hacking in the search bar. If you're here with us at the in-person event, there's some little cards on the food table. Those cards have a discount code. You jump on there, they'll ship these temperature controlled directly to your house. Meatandbone.com, they were also the meat purveyor and our partners in the gourmet smoke sessions, and the food you're enjoying tonight came from them. So this evening we're going to cook 2 different New York strips. We're going to talk about some game meat with a bison New York strip, and we're going to also talk about some regular cattle with a prime New York strip. We're both going to cook these in a little slightly different way, and we'll get into that in just a little bit as we get on the grill here. As you see in the background, we do have quite the aggressive grill tonight. It does sound like a jet, so I will step away from it. When I get close to it, you'll know that I'm there because you'll hear it. But it's essentially an infrared. It gets real hot. You can smoke on it with just propane. You can grill on it real hot at a high temperature. So you can do a lot. It's very versatile. This is actually only the second time I've cooked on one, and the first time I've cooked one of this substantial nature. So we have a really fun grill tonight. But on top of that, we also have jamon serrano for you to snack on, and we have the risottitos, which I said are Spanish breadsticks. So those participating at home with us, this is your appetizer course, the jamon serrano and the breadsticks, and then we'll be enjoying the New York strips from the bison and the prime New York strip from beef. So you look at the bottom left-hand side here, you can see the red highlighted area that's filled in there. That's where the strip comes. It's from the loin area of the cow right behind the shoulder. So a really great piece of meat. For me, New York strip tends to be one of my favorite cuts because it's a good in-between between a filet and a ribeye. It's not a ton of fat, but it's not as lean as a filet mignon. And as we talked about in the future, the higher the grade of beef, the more fat marbling that you have in filet mignon. But tend to be with prime, New York strip is always, in all the gradings, is the in-between. So for me, New York strip's always my favorite. Now, when we get into the bison, we're going to have a leaner cut of beef. This is game meat. So we have less marbling. I'll show that on the screen once we get to the grill cam. And we're not going to have to cook that as long because we're not going to be breaking down the fat structure of the muscle. We're not going to be breaking down as much of that. So we don't have as much fat to absorb in there. So we're going to have to cook it for a shorter period of time. As always, we will be using our tempered cooking technique this evening as well. For those that have watched with us before and have joined us, a tempered cooking technique is high heat for a short period of time and then a long rest period. So we'll probably have 2, potentially 3 cooking periods and 3 resting periods for this for a nice, perfect medium rare. edge to edge. But the celebration isn't just about the food tonight. As I said, it is the 25th anniversary, and for every one of our gourmet smoke sessions, we have a special cigar. And this evening's is, if not the most special, probably the most special. So you can figure that one out. But here we have our cigar this season. This is the Regency Cigar Emporium 25th anniversary. Utilizes a Nicaraguan sun-grown wrapper, both in Maduro and natural. Has Dominican binder and filler in a medium to full bodied. You can see it's adorned with a barber pole and the Regency Cigar Emporium logo, all in premium tobaccos, utilizing wrapper tobacco for that. These are actually coming in 10-count packs. So a little bit different than our 5 counts we've had in the past, but these are coming in 10-count packs. They're available in natural and Maduro. They're also available right now on regencycigar.com. If you jump on regencycigar.com, you can pick these up online. They're $160, and at checkout, if you plug in the code FS, that stands for free shipping, plug that in, and they'll take care of you for free shipping there. So that's what we're smoking here at the shop tonight. Let's get into the food. So here we go over to the grill cam. You can see this is the prime filet mignon that we have here. I got one more of these left to go inside. I'm going to put a little bit of aluminum foil over the top of this to keep it warm until it's picked up. We just finished that prime filet mignon with a little bit of olive oil, and we use pink Himalayan sea salt tonight, a real classic way to prepare prime beef. And I can also show you a little bit more of what we did inside this evening here too. This is the Argentinian red shrimp. See if you get a good look at that. We did this with some vegetables. We got zucchini, squash in there, summer squash, broccoli, and some bell peppers and onion. So that's what else is going on inside tonight as well. Just had this on the grill here, staying warm. We can set this off to the side until it's ready to be picked up. But the highlight of this evening, we got a couple stragglers here. Nice, that means we get to snack on those babies. Beautiful. But the highlight of what we've got going on this evening, as I said, is we snack on our jamon serrano. This is a Spanish prosciutto, essentially. Our bison New York strip and our New York strip prime beef here. So we've got our Nikos knife off to the side. And my beef here has been right next to the grill a little bit, so it's kind of getting a little bit of some radiant heat to it. So we're going to go ahead and put this right on the grill. One thing you want to do first is hit it with some salt. Don't be shy. Throw it on there. So we're going to throw this straight on the grill here. We're going to do the same with our bison. Now, bison for me, besides yak, is one of the closest flavor profiles that you can get to beef. The reason this is great is because if you're a big red meat fan like me, you can eat red meat a little bit more often with a leaner cut. It's about half as amount of fat, half as amount of cholesterol. Very good for you. All game meats are very, very healthy and very, very lean. To get the flame going a little bit here, we're going to hit this with some olive oil. You can see we got the flame up here. And then we're going to shut this top. We're going to shut it for about a minute. And we're going to snack on some jamon serrano while we're at it. As I said, inside we had a nice cheers with champagne this evening. If you have a cocktail and you're joining us tonight, this is to Regency Cigar Emporium's 25th anniversary. Thank you for the support over the years and for having us for this special night and being part of our gourmet smoke sessions. Cheers to you all, and cheers to you all at home. Now we've got these sitting on here. This gets very hot. The fun thing we have, especially with all these sessions, are the different cooking techniques that we have here. For example, tonight we're using this radiant heat. In the past that we've used charcoal, we've used propane, we've cooked on wood before, we do a lot of sous vide, but tonight we're going to be doing radiant heat, which is very, very high heat. It's kind of what you get from using like the Komodo Joes, the big green eggs. This is the same type of technique, really high heat. So it's also indirect for the most part. You don't have a lot of flames hitting it. So you notice there at the grill top, there wasn't a lot of fire. There was some when I hit the olive oil just because that flamed up, but we're using indirect heat tonight. So this is going to be really interesting and a fun experience and kind of an experiment for us. So hopefully these come out medium rare from edge to edge. We'll see what happens. But at home, as I said, we're going to do about a minute, minute and a half on each side. So let's jump back over to the grill cam. You'll see the grill cam here all the time down in the right-hand corner or on the main screen. Let's flip these babies over. I'm going to put it over to this side of the grill. It's a little bit hotter. And you can see with the radiant heat and the indirect heat, we do get a little less char. So we won't have a lot of char on there, but we're going to have a really well-cooked piece of meat that's going to really hold in the moisture. And the moisture is the flavors of the fat as we render that down. So we're going to have a lot of great flavors with that. And this will be fun to taste the two separate cuts of meat from two different animals. I'm going to need that lighter again, Mike. I do. There we go. Got it? Yep. Perfect. So the shrimp went first inside. That's a good sign. As I said, we topped that with the Grill Master's garlic sauce from Meat and Bone. You can jump and grab that online as well. We've used that a few times in the in-person sessions. We're going to set these meats to the side here and let them rest. This bison has a nice piece of fat on the back bottom side. I'm going to set that right there on some fire and let that take some heat. Now, if you're cooking along at home with us, you just noticed that I did cut this New York strip in half. I wanted to check what was going on inside. It did take quite a bit of heat off to the side of the grill here. So I'm just going to leave that, and we're not going to finish that one off any longer. It's going to absorb a little bit of color here. You can see it's about medium, but it took a little too much heat on the side of the grill. So we're just going to set that off to the side and let that sit, and then I'll slice that up here in just a few minutes, and we'll focus on the bison. But right now, if you are at home, pull that New York strip off, let that go through a resting period, and we're going to do about 2 to 3 minutes on the rest on that. I'm going to hit that with a little bit of our pink Himalayan sea salt. It came in your package here. Get a little bit of greenery for garnish. We're going to nail it with a little bit of olive oil tonight. So there's our New York strip. We're going to pull off this bison. So you got some nice color on the fat there. And we're going to let that rest. We're going to shut this top and build up a bunch of heat. It's going to rest for about 3 to 4 minutes. Then we're going to give it one more cooking period, and then we'll be wrapped up with that beef here and pretty much ready to eat. I said the session's going to be a little quicker tonight. We're just cooking 2 real easy to cook cuts of meat. We had our jamon serrano. They said let's jump back and take a look at the food here. If you're interested, you can always jump on and grab our packages on meatandbone.com. On the search bar, just type in hacking and use the code hacking Gourmet at checkout for a discount there. And then always, if you're following along at home, you can check out our website, hackinggourmet.com. All of our partner websites are on there with Flor, Dominicana, our friends at Crowned Heads, as well as meatandbone.com. And we also have all of our sessions on there all the time. You can jump in, watch any episodes of Hacking Gourmet and our past Flor, Dominicana smoke sessions. Also has details on upcoming sessions as well. And last, we have our Regency Cigar Emporium 25th anniversary. Jump on regencycigar.com. Jump on there right now. It's $160. It comes in Maduro and natural in 10-count boxes. And use the code FS at checkout to get you free shipping. They also have all sorts of other LFD cigars on there as well. So you can jump on and grab whatever you like. Use that discount code as well. and they'll get it right out to you tomorrow and taken care of. Personally, the Maduro has been my favorite, mainly because I haven't had a chance to actually smoke the natural yet, but it uses the similar wrapper, just not aged as long. You got the aging and fermentation with the Maduro, which Maduro is actually natural wrapper, but it's aged and fermented at a higher temperature for a longer period of time. So that's where you get Maduro from. Maduro is not a color grading, it's actually an aging and fermentation process. But you can jump on, as I said, regencycigar.com for those and grab these great cigars. Cigar smoke session number 10 out of 16. So we've got 6 more left after this. Our very next session is coming up in Ohio. This is going to be on June. It's not June 23rd. It's actually going to be in August. So the date's wrong on there, but we're going to be doing this in August. It's just about 2.5 weeks. It's August 14th. We'll be with our friends at Havana House in Ohio. We'll be in the Akron store. We'll be at their Havana House West location, and we'll be releasing the cupcake. That's named after our friend Maddie Cupcakes, who runs the West store there. He's very excited about this. This is a 6.5 by 60 double Ligero natural wrapper with featuring a cupcake named after our friend Maddie Cupcakes. So we'll see you on August 14th. So we will be posting this online. There'll be hype videos and whatnot on LFD and Hacking Gourmet with this with the correct date. But that will be August 14th, a Saturday. We're expecting about 100 guests there, and it's going to be a great time. And the cupcake will be officially announced and released for Gourmet Smoke Session number 11. So a couple fun things that we got going on. At the end of August, August 28th, that's also a Saturday, we'll be up in North Conway, New Hampshire. We aren't doing a gourmet smoke session, but we are doing an in-person ticketed dinner event. Hacking Gourmet and Flor Dominicana will be there with our friends at Cigar Shenanigans. So we're looking forward to that. That'll be August 28th, a Saturday. So we have that going on. We have also our next gourmet smoke session lineup after that will be in September and October. In September, we're going to be visiting our friends in Big Spring, Texas at the Train Car out there in Big Spring, middle of the desert. And then in October, we'll be with our friends in Anstead's Cigars and Lounge down in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We've got something really exciting and fun planned for that. That's home of a very big military base. So we have something military oriented for that lined up. So that's what we have going on for the next few months. So we've got 4 different opportunities. All those sessions, again, will be posted on LFD Cigars on Facebook, on social media at Hacking Gourmet on Instagram, and on hackinggourmet.com on the website, so you can follow us along there. And let's jump over to the grill cam here. You can see we've got our steaks there resting. I know we got some great comments. The Crocs are my favorite. Thank you, Thor. We appreciate that. And by we, I mean me. They are also my favorite. My friend Cole Averill says, you can strip me, John. I don't think we'll be doing that tonight. Things get a little wild in Rhode Island from time to time, but I don't know if we'll be doing that. And then our Wade Hill, our friend Wade Hill, looking forward to the military event there. And then also our friend, the Daily Ash, asking how we're doing. We're doing well, my friend. I appreciate you all watching. I appreciate you joining us for this session. And as you can see here on the bottom side here, we've got the New York strip resting. That's not going to be taking any more heat. We are going to take a step over here. We do have 2 pieces of filet mignon from inside. That's what they're enjoying inside. And one thing we're going to do here is we're going to touch. We're touching here with our fingers here, essentially our knuckles. We're not just touching for heat, but we're looking for some give. What happens is the steak, as you cook it, the moisture essentially gets sucked out and wants to work its way out of the beef. What we want to do is bring that back into the beef, bring it back into the muscle, because that's where all the flavor is at. One thing you'll notice here is this did take a lot of heat, and we do have a nice medium rare going on with the New York strip. There's not a lot of juices hanging around the bottom, because it did get a good rest, and that's also a benefit of the radiant heat that we're cooking with today. So what we're doing is we're going to give this about 30 more seconds on the bison, let that absorb down a little bit more. You can tell that it's shrinking down, but we are also looking for the heat as well. One trick that I always do too is heat rises. So I usually put the hotter side down. So when I pull it off the grill, I put the side that we pulled off the grill on down, and that allows the heat to disperse up and evenly throughout the beef, creating a more evenly cooked steak. Have a little more Ramon Serrano here. So our friends at Meat and Bone actually just cut a deal with a cookie company. So we're looking at adding potentially in some future packages some desserts. So keep your eyes peeled for desserts in the future. All right, we got this good and heated up. This is going to be the last run for us here. This is cooking real hot. So this is going to get about a minute more on each side. We're going to shut the top here. If you're cooking along at home, you can give it another 3 to 4 minute rest period if you'd like. Because I'm sure some of you are cooking on charcoal, either cast iron or propane. You're not going to get the same type of heat level that we have here. So I would give it another resting period of 3 to 4 minutes, possibly 5. Do the feel that we talked about here, touching it to make sure it's good to go. And then you can put it on one more time for about a minute on each side if you'd like. We're going to stop for the sake of this beef today. This is cooking quite fast and very well. And while that takes a minute, we'll give this an opportunity to jump back here on the screen here with me. We have a couple questions from the crowd here. Wade asked, John, is there a flavor difference between the natural and the Maduro cigar? Just getting ready to place an order. I prefer a more mild cigar. He says he's old. Maduro is going to naturally be smoother on the palate. It's aged and fermented longer. So it's going to naturally have some more sweetness to it. It's going to be a little smoother. These are both medium to full-bodied cigars, so the body is going to be the same on both. But if you're looking for something that has a little smoother mouthfeel to it, I would recommend the Maduro. If you want something a little bit more spice and earthiness to it, the natural version is going to be good for you. Also, our friend Hector has just chimed in. Hey, Hector, we're doing great, man. We're here in Rhode Island. We did our February session with Hector down in Rhode Island. So thank you, Hector, for joining us tonight. We appreciate the support. So let's jump back over here to the grill cam. We'll get this steak flipped over. Yeah, I got some steak here if you'd like. And then that chicken's still inside.
I just moved that.
Oh, perfect. Shut the top here for just a few minutes. About a minute total. So the music is special tonight. We're very close to the ocean here. So we have a nice little sea shanty for you. We've got that playing in the background now as we sit and wait for this steak to perform. So we got nice grill marks on this one here. We're going to set that aside. The top part face down. The part we pulled off the grill facing down so we can absorb the heat through the top. We're done with this grill here, so we're going to shut this off so we got a little more sound. I'm going to hit this with a little bit of salt. It's the pink Himalayan sea salt. In our package next month, we're going to be utilizing white truffle salt. So we'll be using truffle salt for the first time in one of our packages. And I believe we're also going to be cooking a flank steak. But if you're interested in any of our packages, you can always jump on meatandbone.com. All the packages from past sessions and current sessions are always up on the website. Just go to meatandbone.com, type in hacking in the search bar, and it will bring in up all of our gourmet smoke session packages. You can also jump on hackinggourmet.com for those as well. But it has all the La Flor Dominicana gourmet smoke session packages. You can take some time, scan through, pick which one works out best for you. And if it's your first time buying, type in the code HACKINGGOURMET, and they'll give you 10% off. And as always, it ships in temperature-controlled containers. Shows up fresh, frozen. Just need to thaw it out for a few hours or overnight in the refrigerator, and you'll be good to go the very next day. And again, as I said, you can jump on regencycigar.com, enjoy the cigars that we're enjoying here this evening. We have the Regency Cigar Emporium 25th anniversary adorned with the Regency Cigar Emporium logo in premium wrapper leaf tobacco and a barber pole available in 10 counts in Maduro and natural. Use the code FS at checkout and they will give you free shipping. You can also buy any other LFD products on there as well. Use that code at the same time and they'll take the same free shipping for you, so it's a good chance to load up from here in Rhode Island. So we're going to feel this. We still got a lot of heat, probably about 2 more minutes, and we're going to cut this baby up. And I will show the man in the background. He's been doing food running right now. But we have the owner of Regency Cigar Emporium, Michael Correa, here in the house. He's been food runner tonight. We had a touch and go experience. All these things, there's always something technical that goes on. As we get better with the broadcast, don't think there still aren't technical issues. I think we lost power in half the building today because of one of my cooking devices. Yep. So I tried to help him save some money on the electricity there, but the challenge wasn't what the cooking wasn't actually the issue. The concern was the circuit that I blew was also the ice machine, which would have been very challenging. And refrigeration. So thankfully that fixed really quickly. But thank you to Michael. Congratulations on 25 years. It's definitely something special. All right, let's jump back over to the grill cam here. For the sake of time, let's cut this baby open. If you're at home, you can give this a little bit more rest. It's actually in pretty good shape, to be honest with you. So if you want it cooked a little bit more, do another run of a minute on each side, and then another 3 to 4 minute rest period at the end. Oh yeah. There we go, perfectly cooked bison. 85% perfectly cooked New York strip. It's actually really well done. Not in terms of actual being well done. It's actually medium rare. Just don't have a big char on the outside. But you can tell us here, as I said, the bison, you don't want to give it quite as much heat. You want to usually give it about half as much heat as you would a prime beef. Prime beef has a higher fat content, higher marbling, so we're trying to break that fat down, absorb it through the muscle. We don't have as much to absorb through the bison. Also, you're going to get a little bit more earthiness in terms of flavor profile, a little bit more characteristic of the terroir in the soil from what the bison was eating. Because of the fat being less there, you've got more flavor from the muscle and less flavor from the fat. I'm not going to hit this with olive oil. I'm just going to take a bite in here. I'm a huge fan of bison, and this is awesome. It's almost like bison picanha with a fat strip on the back. But there we go. This is our gourmet smoke session number 10. New York strip experiment. We did it on radiant heat today. We had prime New York strip, pink Himalayan sea salt. We had bison New York strip. Inside we have Argentinian red shrimp with garlic sauce, prime filet mignon, and we also have the world famous Japanese barbecue chicken. Our next gourmet smoke session is on August 14th. We'll be in Akron, Ohio with our friends at Havana House. Looking forward to that. That will be an afternoon session on Saturday. Until then, we're live from Regency Cigar Emporium here in East Greenwich, East Greenwich, Rhode Island, celebrating the 25th anniversary. I'm going to go inside and have some more champagne and have some dinner. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We appreciate all the participation in the gourmet smoke sessions. In the meantime, you can check up on LFD Cigars online at lfdcigars.com. You can find us at La Flor Dominicana on Facebook, LFD Cigars on Instagram, hackinggourmet.com, and Hacking Gourmet on Instagram. I'm Jonathan Carney. You can find me at LFD Carney on Instagram, where we have all sorts of information on culinary experiences, cigars, and gourmet smoke sessions. Thank you all. Have a great evening and bon appetit.